This might be the first case of dealing with viewer rage over all these political statements at football games. DirecTV is offering refunds to those who have just had it and say they really don't want to watch it. They don't know why they're paying for it with some of these DirecTV NFL weekend passes, that sort of thing. And it's just the first of what could be many other companies doing the same to sort of, cut off a lot of the fury that they're getting from fans and subscribers. To GOP strategist Gianno Caldwell, Democratic strategist Jessica Tarlov. Jessica, what do you think of that? What do you think of what DirecTV is doing? No doubt what others might entertain down the road if their customers, directly or indirectly, are getting peeved by this.
Oh, I think it's smart business for them to be doing it, even though they could be losing money here. I think in the long term, people will remember that they were accommodating to differing beliefs here, and that at this moment that they sat there and they heard them out and they understood that and they offered them a refund for it. So I think net, it's good for DirecTV. I just think that this is going to be, as you mentioned in your opener, a longer-term problem that we're going to see different people, obviously, who advertise during NFL games, having to pick a side, choose a side on this. And we'll know more after this coming weekend what if this kind of fervor maintains and what the teams do. But I think it's a longer-term issue. But DirecTV is spot on right now.
Yeah, Gianno, I was thinking to myself, even if I had no interest in watching professional football, but I can see a chance where I can get some money back from DirecTV. I might sign on to this. But what do you make of it yourself, Gianno?
It's become a very messy situation, and especially messy for sponsors and people who believe, corporations that believe they have to take a stand on this issue, because President Trump, unfortunately, made it much bigger than what it should have been. I think that the president has lost the fact that he's not a celebrity anymore. He is a celebrity, but he's not a celebrity without the responsibility of protecting the public and making sure that he doesn't insert the United States in battles that it really shouldn't be in. And in this particular case, this has financial repercussions for DirecTV and perhaps other sponsors as well, including the NFL, where people are turning off their TVs because of what players are doing. And it's a very messy situation for anyone to be in, especially for the President of the United States to insert himself.
Jessica, my immediate reaction to this was that I thought, Mr. President, you got a big tax cut announced this week. You got a lot of other things going on. Yep. Whatever your views on this particular subject, now does not appear to be the time for you to be creating this wedge issue.
And you've got a humanitarian disaster in Puerto Rico, which got no attention.
By the way, that's a bit of a false herring there, because the same media that's berating the president on that is obsessed with this story. Yeah. But I digress.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, no, I think that the president, obviously, as Gianno pointed out there, and I do like the new improved Gianno, who sometimes criticizes the president.
This is the same Gianno you've always known.
I don't know. And congratulations on your
Gianno's been
becoming
ticking
Fox
off
family.
People on both sides for a long, long time.
It's an amazing skill set.
It is. It's an amazing feat.
No, but what I would say to your point about this, and that it going on and turning off your sets, and people are even burning their tickets now, their season tickets, and we saw a lot of that on the internet, that the president has an opportunity here to be a unifier and not a divider. He has obviously not taken that thus far, but there is always time to make up for that, especially when you do have a tax plan coming out that they are arguing will benefit all Americans. That's another segment. It doesn't do that, but I'm sure we'll talk about that later.
Oh, I think you're counting your tax cut as we speak, young lady.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding.
Maybe when I'm a little older, I get paid a little more, but right now, I am not happy.
No, Gianno, do you think, everyone knows you do extremely well.
But do you think, Gianno, that the president, there is a method, whether you call it to his madness or calculation, that he knows that by and large most Americans are getting fed up with this politicization, whether it's in games or award shows? It's reflected in the ratings. I know there's been a bump at the beginning of these games for people who are curious to see how it's going to go with the kneeling or not kneeling, but that he's got the public on his side here. What do you think of that?
I think in terms of Republicans, most would agree. I disagree with football players doing this, because I have folks that serve in the military that are in my family right now, and I believe that we should honor the flag at every chance. And I also believe...
Well, they say they're honoring and doing what they're doing. You disagree.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, so the whole concept of this original protest was about oppression, racism, and I'll be honest with you, if NFL players were serious about this, they wouldn't just kneel. They would go on Capitol Hill like I was on yesterday with the 2020 Users of America and lobby for criminal justice reform. If you really want to see some changes in this country, in our government system, you would do those kind of things. So that being the case, it just become an anti-Trump protest. So every Sunday we're seeing a resistance rally in the NFL, and I'm being very honest about that, Jessica.
No, I know you're being honest, but you're not telling the whole story here. I mean, our professional sports community are some of the most active philanthropists. If you listen to LeBron James over the weekend, what he talked about.
No,
but you're saying that they're not.
Great.
Would you feel the same way, Jessica, if someone knelt? Jessica, would you feel the same way if someone knelt to pray?
Oh, that's an interesting one, because we talked about that with the Seattle coach who wanted to do it on the field, and whether that was coercion then
to force religion.
You have a
problem with that. You don't have a problem with
this. But it's not. But what Colin Kaepernick was doing, and it was interesting. I actually didn't remember this, that he originally started
my question.
Oh no, I have a problem with prayer in school, which that counts as.
No,
but
and I don't.
Someone kneeling down to express a beef about our national anthem, that you're okay with?
Yeah, I am okay with that.
Well,
that's First Amendment protection.
Today's riddle wrapped in a conundrum. I have no idea
That's
what that
not so bad. I've been called way worse.
I want to thank you very much.